M.
Radio. Is my mic on? Yes, it is. Alright. Got my water. Stream is currently there. Oh no. What happened here? Let me just lower that a little bit. We're giving a little tap in. I'll go back to my usual. Alrighty. Hello everyone! Hi! I'm Mattsuki. Hi, what's up? Haven't been here in a while, have I? We got Heisey, Blocky Logan here. Welcome, welcome. I am rebooting the NoobTuber podcast. Already stumbling on words, god damn it. But yeah, so I think for the foreseeable future, I'm going to be doing the NoobTuber podcast solo, and we might have guests on every once in a while. So hopefully that works out. I guess this is the first episode, so I want to keep the ball rolling. Again, hi everybody in chat. Today we are looking at the official Call of Duty podcast episode 1. Like, it's literally from the Call of Duty YouTube channel. So yeah, it's 51 minutes long, 32 seconds. supposedly they're going to be talking about a lot of Black Ops 6 stuff. So that's kind of cool. I'm just going to let my cat out real quick. All right, there we go. See ya, Sega. She says hi. Okay, so let's go. Let's begin, I guess.
Rated M for mature.
Let me know if everything's loud enough too in chat. Thank you very much. Loading. I don't know what this is. I haven't seen it. I've seen clips of it on Twitter.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the inaugural episode of the COD Pod. That's right, there are thousands, if not millions, of podcasts out there about Call of Duty, but this one,
like mine, the Noobtuber podcast.
Itself. My name is Miles Ross. I'm a Call of Duty lead commentator, psycho fan, and psycho fan.
Comment in chat if you guys are listening to any Call of Duty podcasts out there. Personally, I watch the Going Dark podcast, but that's like the only other Call of Duty podcast I know of, unfortunately. But if you guys know of any other ones that you'd like to link in chat, like, let me know. I'd be interested. But let's continue. This is Miles.
Which is never going to get old to say, but very, very excited to divulge some secrets from this incredible product. Steph, you...
And we've got Steph here too.
I'm Stephanie Snowden. I'm the Senior Director of Studio Communications. So I work across all the Call of Duty studios, which is awesome.
Cool.
And it's the cool, like, I love what I do. But a huge part of that is being part of the discussion with our players. So what better way to do that than to join the podcasting world? They'll literally give anyone a podcast these days. So that's why we're here.
That is why we're here. But this,
Sweet.
The idea...
The girl in the podcast... Shit, what was her name? I read your comments and I was like, oh, Brie Larson. I actually don't know who that is. How so? Just like the looks wise or what? Brie Larson. Sorry, I'll read the comment out since this will be a podcast later too, so you guys can listen to it. Heisey says the girl in the podcast gives me Brie Larson vibes. Brie Larson. Oh, her name was Stephanie, I'm pretty sure. It just came back to me. Brie Larson. Merry Christmas. Oh, did she play a Marvel character, maybe? Was she an actor for a Marvel? Captain Marvel? Interesting.
Behind the COD Pod again is we've got very, very exclusive, obviously, access to developers, people behind the scenes.
Oh yeah, that's what we're here for.
On the show that you will definitely not be able to hear anywhere else. We're not going to give you the code. We're not going to tell you how to make the thing.
That's why we're reacting to it.
Yes.
And, answer some burning
I gotta hear that exclusive info.
Which could be a good idea. We'll
It's not
find
like
out
I
as
can
time goes
relate
on,
to you
but-
guys
and if
myself.
you want to be part of that conversation, please reach out to us. Post on social media to the platform of your choosing with hashtag CODPod. If you have questions, you want to let us know what you thought of the first episode, you want, mailbags, FAQs, we're going to have guests, we're going to have updates. You occasionally might hear some news here, which is very exciting. And so some announcements, some juicy little tidbits.
That's crazy.
About, future projects and things that are in the pipeline from
Stephanie's the Captain Marvel actor. Her vocal fry reminds me of her. Oh, I see.
Modern Warfare 3 or for Warzone. And so we have some exciting stuff to get to today, including, as you mentioned, a special guest.
Very special guest. A man who is deeply involved in...
Looks like we're lagging a little bit, so I'm just going to lower the bitrate. Settings. Stream. Output. Up. Apply. Okay. Oh yeah, to let you guys know, I actually am, I haven't been uploading a lot recently. I've been pretty busy. Newest video is almost done. It's just a response, I guess, to a comment I got on another video, but trust me, it's interesting. We dive into a lot of, I want to say biased takes, but it's a really good video. Trust me, please watch it when it goes out, maybe tomorrow or in 2 days. I think it'll probably be in 2 days, just because it'll take a while to upload. But anyway, that's besides the point. I'm moving. I'm getting my first house, and I'm gonna have like my own Wi-Fi, my own internet connection, my own internet speeds and stuff. So I'm gonna actually be able to stream to you guys in higher quality. So that'll be super fun once I move in. yeah, it's been pretty exciting in real life. Yeah, can't wait for that. Let's continue then.
Creation.
That's all I wanted to
Black
say.
Ops 6. Matt
I'm gonna shut my window
who
as
will
well.
be coming on
No,
the show
it's
later.
exciting.
The first guest, and a good one at that.
Matt is one of my buddies at Treyarch. He has been in the Call of Duty community for such a long time, is a badass, and I'm thrilled to have him on the show today.
A lot of fun. Oh, we're not going to be reacting to the trailer because that has already happened during the Call of Duty one. We're definitely not going to do that because thousands of people have already done
we
that.
love your reaction videos. Don't stop. They're
Let's go.
fantastic. I don't know if
That's
it was
me.
the fire
She's
starter,
calling out me.
Loved it.
Matt.
Shout out to
but
Prodigy.
it's been
Hello, Matthew Meep. Welcome. Oh, maybe she's talking about you too.
been amazing to see
Do you
the
work at
reaction coming out of the Xbox Showcase and the Developer Direct and revealing Black Ops 6 to the world.
The first time it's been involved
Yes,
with
sir.
the Xbox Showcase in 10 years.
Yeah, Phil said that. We think according to our calculations, I think the last title on the Xbox Showcase was Call of Duty Ghosts.
Woo! We've come a long
So
way.
it's been a while.
It's been a real long time. But one of the things we're going to be talking about today, campaign. Get to go a little bit deeper in campaign.
I guess that was due to
so,
the
I mean, we
Sony
saw a lot of
exclusivity.
Awesome things in the
They weren't on
in the
Xbox
Direct
Showcase,
and in
maybe?
the-
I don't know.
As part of the showcase, outside of the trailer, this was really our first deep dive look into what to expect in terms of story and narrative of Black Ops 6, which, development is led by Raven. Raven also developed the Black Ops Cold War
Right.
campaign. Even though a lot of people just know them for Warzone, the campaign team there is rad and they're extremely talented.
Yeah, Cold War's campaign was pretty good. So yeah, Black Ops 6, its campaign's going to be made by Raven, and then the multiplayer and zombies is going to be made by Treyarch, which is kind of interesting. It's so weird to me that we have, the main studios aren't making all three modes anymore. Like, I don't know if that's a red flag or not, but I guess we'll have to see. I think it just kind of further adds to the potential of Black Ops 6 being a year one out of a year two Call of Duty game, sort of like how MW2 and 3 are like year one and two of a Call of Duty game. I think that adds to the potential of getting a Black Ops 7 after Black Ops 6 the year after. But let me catch up on chat here real quick too. Nice to hear about you moving out. Thank you very much, Icy. I cannot wait. I am super excited. I got a new job as well. It's honestly a dream come true. I love this job. It's really fun. Great people there. I'm just gonna say it has to do with apparel. Yes.
I have some folks that have been on the team for a really, really long time, who've been making, behind the scenes with Black Ops and some other games happen for a while.
This is cool. And again, it's such a family affair here. There are so many big studios here in the Call of
Yeah.
world. No one team handles things anymore. It's wild. But
Yeah.
we're looking at talking about campaign. We can talk a little bit about multiplayer. Are we going to talk about Warzone? We've got
covering
zombies.
Steph.
Might get a little taste of Warzone. We've got season 5 coming up, so I don't want to leave that. We've got some new stuff coming there for Modern Warfare 3 for Warzone, and we'll get a little recap of zombies in the direct too. But yeah, I think in the campaign, just to kick things off, right? Like, let's talk about timeline, because I think this is one thing that people.
Yo, Chase was not here. What's up? Yeah, we're talking about timeline now. Is this for zombies?
Are really confused about, except for our lore heads. Like, shout out to you guys making the YouTube videos.
Yeah, shout out to
because
you, Mr.
we
Raffle
literally
Waffles. I
watch
hope you get
them.
invited out.
I can't remember when this.
Raffle Waffles, he is a very, very prominent Call of Duty Zombies YouTuber who has just been neglected by Treyarch as of late. Call of Duty, they usually not Call of Duty, like Treyarch and the main dev studios, like they usually invite people and YouTubers out to like play the games early and whatnot. Raffle Waffles was one of those YouTubers. But after Black Ops 4, they stopped inviting him out, which is so sad. Zombies also isn't like a yearly thing anymore either. Like Treyarch have primarily been the only ones doing zombies in their games, but like Black Ops 4 came out, they had zombies for that. Then Modern Warfare 2019 came out, and that was an Infinity Ward COD, had no zombies. And then Black Ops Cold War came out after that, and it had zombies because it was made by Treyarch. And then something strange happened the next few years where Treyarch is making zombies as a very cookie cutter third mode for Call of Duty Vanguard and Yeah, I guess it was just Vanguard, and then after that, it was MW2 made by Infinity Ward. No zombies. And then after that, it was MW3 with another cookie cutter Treyarch third mode, zombies. Very unsupported, very strange. I forget why I was going on this tangent, but let's just hit play.
Happened in the flashback in Black Ops 2. Was that before or after this? And it's like, oh, you can go watch
thousands of hours.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
I think it may be lagging a bit, unless that's just my end. No, I think I'm lagging too on my stream. Let me lower the quality just a tad more. I don't know why. I usually stream at this quality. Yeah, it seems, oh gosh. I don't know why it's dipping that much. That's unfortunate. Sorry, guys. Timeline for the campaign, they said. Oh, thank you very much. Let's just wait a second here. I want to make sure it's not going to lag anymore. Kilobytes per second seems to be 1,200, 1,400, 1,100, 1,100, 1,100. I think we have averaged our upload speed at 1,100 kilobytes per second. All right, let's continue.
Hundreds of
Seems like we're okay
about, now. The story of Black Ops and how passionate a lot of the players are about it, and so it's amazing. And just to see what the content creators did with the direct has been super fun. But Black Ops 6 obviously happens. It's set in the early 90s. The campaign itself happens in 1991. The entire
Stream keeps freezing. Here, I'm just gonna type in chat real quick. Try refreshing. That worked for me. I also lowered the quality. All right, there we go. Hopefully that fixes it for you guys. It seems to be working on my end. I have it open on my phone.
entirety of it happens in 1991.
I will keep an eye on it just in case it lags again.
Just confirmed.
Yeah.
It follows the events of.
Okay, so basically what I've heard so far from like the campaign timeline from the YouTubers that already got flown out for to Treyarch for some other stuff. I think it had to do with multiplayer, or maybe it was just campaign. I'm not really sure, to be honest. But yeah, Chopper. He talked about this a little bit, and apparently it's going to be like, I think Black Ops 1 it comes first, and then you got the Black Ops 2 flashbacks next, and then after that, it is this Cold War. Not Cold War. Wait, yeah, Cold War has to fit in there too. I don't remember what came first out of Cold War and Black Ops 1, but yeah, I think it's maybe Cold War next and then Gulf War. And then I think Black Ops 2's other not flashbacks, but Black Ops 2's futuristic era stuff happens as well. But let's hear it out. I want to know if that's canon or not.
Black Ops Cold War. So it follows the events of Black Ops Cold War.
Okay, so it is after Cold War.
So the Cold War
this
is
campaign.
over.
Black Ops 6.
The U.S. is the only remaining superpower
Yep.
out there, and it's also directly tied to Black Ops 2 that are set in the 80s, and that obviously includes Hudson and Mason dying. Yes, they are dead. I am
Spoilers.
sorry.
It's a bit late.
We knew.
It's a bit late.
But I just see a lot of people confused about that. They're dead. So unfortunately they died, but having worked so closely with Woods, obviously devastating for him, for Frank Woods. So two of the close.
Who she said it was? Hudson and who?
Mason dying.
Hudson and Mason?
And that obviously includes Hudson and Mason.
Shit.
So unfortunately they
Wait.
died.
They died. Oh yeah, they would have died in the past, the Black Ops 2s. For some reason, I was thinking that they lived into the future. Unless, what? Wait. Didn't Mason have a kid? David Mason, was it, maybe? Wasn't it David? I could be wrong. I thought there was like a cutscene like later on where he was like with his kid in like a snowy area. But I I don't know if that was a future cutscene. I haven't played the Black Ops 2 campaign, actually. Like, I played it, like... Okay, that's a lie. I've played a little bit of it. I played up to, like, the horse mission, and then I gave up on that one because it was so annoying. And then I watched, like, a full playthrough of it. Or 2 full playthroughs of it. Because there was, like, multiple endings. I know about, like, the sniper sort of mission. Where you are Woods, and I'm pretty sure that's how Mason died. I'm not going to say any spoilers there. But we might have to replay this campaign before the game comes out. So, yeah, no spoilers. We'll save that in for that little lore drop for then.
But having worked so closely with Wood,
how did Hudson die? I don't remember Hudson dying, though.
It's obviously devastating for him, for Frank Woods. So 2 of his closest friends and allies have, passed in this traumatic event at the hands of Raul Menendez, arch villain in the Black Ops universe.
Raul Menendez, he was a pretty cool villain, yeah. Really, like, a badass intro, too. With, like, the bleeding amulet? Necklace? In the fire? It's pretty cool. Catching up on chat here. It's better now. I'm just a little bit behind, I think, lol. Oh, no problem. Just hit 2 times speed, catch up. I don't mind. I don't need the watch time. It's whatever. I mean, I do want it, but yeah, just catch up. It'll probably be better for chat. World at War to BO1. Oh yeah, World at War is also in it too. Is World at War canon? Or is Vanguard sort of like replacing it? Perhaps World at War's canon. I don't know. To Black Ops 1, to Cold War, to BO2 flashbacks, to BO6. Okay, so BO2 flashbacks are between Cold War and BO6. Gotcha. Mason dying being canon is so weak to me. Yeah, I also, like, when I first heard about this, because, like, this information came out a while ago, actually. Who was it? Who said that? No, it would have been like the YouTubers that got flown out. Yeah, because they brought that information back and they told us. And I was like, oh man, that is really stupid. I remember talking about it on Twitter because like that being the reveal, it's so shitty. And then also like the fact that Mason did die there is so unrewarding because of what you had to do to like it built Woods up as a smart character for the good ending of Black Ops 2, right? But now that Mason died and you got the bad ending, it makes Woods seem like he made a very terrible mistake, right? Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of, I think it undermines Woods' character a bit there. So I'm in agreement with you, Mr. Heisey. Alex Mason. Oh, Alex Mason? That's his kid? Okay. I thought it was David for some reason. I don't know. Or unless that is Mason's actual name. Perhaps it is. The flashback BO2 missions are in the late 80s. 1986 to 1989. Ah. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. I could tell you how Hudson died if you want, unless you don't want a spoiler. Sure, let's keep that a secret for now, and I'll just re-experience it when I play the BO2 campaign for myself. I'll do the BO1 campaign as well. I don't have World at War, unfortunately, but you don't really need World at War for the BO1 campaign. The BO1 campaign is sort of a self-contained story. One of the best Call of Duty campaign stories. So if you guys also haven't seen it, feel free to join me on that epic adventure. It's a really good campaign. But yeah, don't spoil. I'm sure Mason will appear in a a secret ending, perhaps,
and
perhaps like a zombie spin-off ending.
Woods is traumatically injured.
Woods is traumatically injured.
Oh yes.
Woods is, well, you
Them
know, he's
legs.
out of the field now,
That's
and
a good way
that's
to put it.
like a very not Frank Woods thing. He's pissed.
Yeah.
Frankly, he's been injured. He lost his best
Frankly.
friend. You know, he's behind a desk. He hates it. And he's got a new protege at the CIA in Troy Marshall. And so Troy Marshall's this really exciting new character that
What did I do here? I scrolled down for some reason.
A lot of the
Self-fix,
what you will have seen in the developer direct is based on Marshall, and he's sort of this very like moral compass, justice-driven guy at the CIA, and he's really making a name for himself. And I think Woods has got some feelings about that, and kind of taking him under his wing, but also, we're not really sure who we can trust in the Black Ops world. I think that's one thing that remains true.
That's one thing that the trailers have definitely sold to me.
So Woods doesn't trust this guy?
Like Adler, who is definitely...
Oh, yeah, Adler's in it here, too, now.
Yeah, we don't know what he's up to. I mean, he's back, right? Like, we saw him in the trailer. We know he's back. They talked about...
Yeah, like, Adler's a new character. He's introduced in Cold War, and he wasn't in Black Ops 1 or the Black Ops 2 flashbacks.
Him a little bit, but I think one of the biggest things with Black Ops 6 and that signature Black Ops experience is sort of like...
And also Adler's like just to give a little bit of a rundown, Adler's also gone through well, he went through the Cold War campaign, of course, where they took in Bell, and then he ended up murdering Bell at the very end. And then after that, throughout the seasonal cutscenes, Adler got brainwashed by, I think it was he Perseus? Stitch. It was Stitch. I think he brainwashed him, and then what did he do? Adler, I don't know, he committed some sort of atrocity of some sort. I don't think they had it on screen. Is probably revealed somewhere through Easter eggs or something. Honestly, I don't remember. And then he ended up getting unbrainwashed in the end and supposedly killing Stitch. I don't think they showed him killing Stitch on screen either. Probably because they wanted the game to be like, E for everyone. But yeah, that's kind of the history of Adler and Stitch. I don't really know what Stitch's goal was. Just to cause terrorism, perhaps? I don't know. Some sort of brainwashing scheme. Not sure. They didn't really go in depth, I don't think.
Like, old friends or allies might be enemies, and your enemies formerly may become your new allies. I think it's that subversion of kind of like what you know and trust and flipping.
Oh yeah, I heard about this too. This is like the what would you call it? The summary or whatnot of the new story. Your friends become enemies, and your enemies might become friends or whatnot. Like, you don't know who to trust. It's sort of taken the original, I want to say, MW2 story where Shepard betrays you and kind of flipping it on its head. So maybe it's a little bit harder to distinguish who's on your team and who's not. But it does feel kind of similar to how, Shadow Company and Shepard's men go against you out of nowhere. And now it's like your small little team of Task Force 141 are the outlawed sort of task force that's being hunted down by both, like, the opposing country. In that game was Russia or Makarov's group, and then also your own country because it's corrupt.
That on its head and being like, what?
Not country, but general, I guess, of his little private army.
Like, what is that, and what does it mean for our heroes?
What does it
No,
mean?
it's cool. I mean, just the fact that it continues on for me.
I'm interested. I'm intrigued.
Campaign is great. I mean,
Even though it's similar.
That whole game for me was such a strong vibe, and obviously coming into the 90s, the early 90s, 91, even more sort of like powerful imagery. And I grew up, I'm a 90s baby.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe.
Not to
And
date ourselves,
Yo.
but like,
We know you're out there. We know you're listening. But that entire sort of the 90s is a vibe, whether it comes to action movies or whether it comes to music or
Totally.
pop culture. So I think it's going to be really cool to explore that in a time that I don't think Call of Duty's ever been before.
No,
so that's a vibe.
yeah, it's
Hopefully
it's
we
a
can
new,
stay
it's
in
a
that
new
time. That'd be
frame for
great.
Call of Duty, and certainly for Black Ops 2 makes the most sense. Like, there's so many.
I'm so sick of
you've
silly
got kind of
skins.
like the Cold War ending, the Gulf War kicking off.
Just
you know,
ruining
a
the time
lot
period.
of people in the U.S. assuming that this is like the safest, golden period that we've been in.
Prosperous.
Yeah, for a
Yeah.
long time. When really, what especially something that Black Ops is so good at it from a narrative standpoint is digging into the sort of like the underbelly of that. Of course, we're not based entirely on real events, were inspired by historical touch points. And I think you see, the game, flip and put into that Call of Duty story, that it's that blockbuster, big action thriller, but it also has a little touch of spycraft and some really interesting things. So
Ravens talked about that in their campaign level design philosophy already. So apparently they are wanting to, they did some like analyzing or just looking back on the old Call of Duty campaigns, just to see what made them so good and why they're iconic. And they want to make every single level in this new Call of Duty game for Black Ops 6 like as iconic as can be. So like every level stands out. They want you doing something something cool, I guess, something memorable. They've just kind of, I don't know, they said that was like a huge part of their new campaign level philosophy. So we'll see how that goes. Let me catch up on chat a little bit too, since you guys are typing a lot here. Mr. Gamer, sup, Matt? Hi. Didn't know you had a VTuber model. Yes, I do. Didn't know. Well, it's in every one of my videos now. Maybe you're an old viewer. But yes, I do. Def gonna play the Black Ops campaigns in order before the BO6 launch? Yes, I will. Minus World at War. I'll try to do that. And we'll do like, if we have enough time, yeah, I'll definitely like go up to BO2 and maybe go to BO3 and I don't do we want to do BO4 specialist stories and whatnot there? I don't know. Yeah, BO4 doesn't have a campaign, but it does have specialist stories, and it has fragments of a campaign there through cutscenes and audio logs, I guess. Some very weird stuff in there, not gonna lie. And then Cold War also, we'll do Cold War, but we'll do it in like chronological order. I guess you can't really do BO2 in chronological order since it has some like futuristic cutscenes in there too, but you know what I mean. We'll do like the actual order that Chase said here. So Black Ops 1, then we'll go to Cold War, and then maybe BO2 after that. And then we'll do BO3. Fun fact, according to Mason dialogue in Cold War, Adler's team was next to Mason's team in the Black Ops 1 missions SOG. Huh. That's interesting. Mission SOG. Let me look that up real quick too. I want to SOG BO1. I want to recall which one that was. I don't know if my internet's gonna load. There we go. Oh, is it the desert one where you're like running across with machetes or something? Was that it? Well, regardless, let's continue with the chat. That's really cool though. Where were we? Woods got Spaz 12 to the knee capsule. Yes, he did. Poor Woods. I don't remember if that, like, I don't know. I saw this, like, meme sort of video floating around on Twitter where Woods just, like, gets up out of his wheelchair in the future and he's like, yeah, I'm not hurt at all. Let's just get up here and go behind stage and whatnot. I don't know if that was actually, like, something in the Black Ops 2 campaign just as, like, a little funny Easter egg or if that was fan-made or not. I really don't know. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but I thought that was pretty funny. Just remembered it. Fun fact, according to... Oh, yeah, I read that. I watched a really interesting video. Oh, hi, Blood Moon Angel, by the way. You're just showing up tonight. Hope you're having a good night. Let me know if you are or aren't. Hopefully you are. I watched a really interesting video that made the very valid point that Graves didn't really betray 141, and it was actually all just a massive misunderstanding. He made a lot of good points. I guess so. Well, let's see. In MW2's campaign, Yeah, you're working with Shadow Company in Graves. Off the bat, I think, right? And then you go on that one mission where he says, oh, who is it? Someone's your brothers now. He says, I forget what that force was. It was Alejandro's army. He said they were your brothers now, I'm pretty sure. And then later on, Shepard is trying to split everyone apart. So he orders Graves to apprehend, or what was the word that Graves used there? Contained. Yeah, he says, your men have been contained. And then that set Alejandro off. But yeah, and then Task Force 141, he didn't really get ordered to go against Task Force 141 there. He just said that like they couldn't enter the base. So he was like giving them a chance to go out. And then Task Force 141 kind of went haywire on Graves once like everyone started getting rough with each other. And then some Shadow Company guys died in that little spat. But I don't know, man. I don't think Graves is that innocent, because literally in the mission alone, he's going door to door and killing people. I'm pretty sure that was kind of messed up. But I'd have to relook at the context of that. I don't know. I don't know about that one. But yeah, I don't know which video you watched, but if you want to say which one it was in chat, that'd be cool. Say who it was by and what the title was. Cardiac U. Hopefully I pronounced your name right. Howdy, howdy. I wish there was a skin toggle for a manually select out your skins, what to see and what not to see. Me too, man. Me too. That would be just awesome for immersion in multiplayer and zombies, to be honest, too. It's such a good solution too. It doesn't affect anyone negatively, unless you're like one of the whales that literally buys skins to piss people off. But at that point, you're just the meanie. You're a big fat meanie. Chase says, I saw the next season 5 skins and it looks totally like Fortnite but worse. If someone told me those were the new skins for Fortnite, I wouldn't believe them 100%. Or you would have believed them 100%. Dude, in my next video, I have a section sort of like going over the comments on that too. There was I think it was a Charlie Intel tweet that I included. It was him saying these are the next upcoming skins for season 5. And then I went over the comments on that and god damn, there were so many people like, God, this looks awful. It looks even worse than Fortnite skins is what they were saying. But yeah. Black Ops 4 Specialist Stories basically made canon the fact that Mason survived. So Treyarch is going against their own canon? Did they? Mason. Yeah. Yeah, wait, wasn't that the cutscene? Wasn't there a cutscene in there where Mason, like, was with his son and they were in, like, a snowy area? Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. That's odd. Unless that's all, like, in a simulation. Who knows? Oh, that was an official non-canon ending? There's a non-canon ending in Black Ops 4? What? That's insane. That meme of Woods getting up out of the wheelchair was an Easter egg cutscene after the credits for Black Ops 2. Lol. Okay, yeah, I thought it was. Okay, good to know. It looked too professional to be fan-made, but then again, who knows? With modern technology, using like old assets, you could probably make something look that good. It was for the collab with Avenged Sevenfold metal band, a band that was or has been working with Treyarch since Black Ops 1. Oh, cool. He said Task Force 141 and Los Vaqueros. Oh, okay. Yeah. Task Force 141 and Los Vaqueros are your brothers now. Huh. I thought it was just Los Vaqueros, but I guess maybe they weren't working with Shadow Company and 141 beforehand. Video is why Commander Graves was right. Okay, I will try to check that out if I remember. The main point of that video was the fact that Alejandro knew Valeria, so he'd lost all his trust for Alejandro and lost Vaqueros after that. Oh. Wait, Graves did? I thought... That's almost just like a convenient sort of timeline of events for, you know, Shepard to give the order while Graves has that motive behind him too, like to distrust Alejandro because of Valeria. But I don't know. That seems like a little bit too convenient. People seem to actually be getting tired of COD only making ridiculous skins. Oh, fuck yeah. I'm all for it too. Like, fucking, I'm gonna encourage that behavior. Please tell them to stop doing it. It is ruining my enjoyment of the series. The BF4 cutscene is where Mason meets Reznov. Mason meets Reznov. Okay. I'm not going to question it because I don't remember. Oh no, I meant the non-canon ending was for Black Ops 2. Okay, gotcha. Graves' quote was, Mexican Special Forces, 141, they are your brothers now. Oh, okay. That sounds more like him. But yeah, let's continue. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Can't wait.
Okay, let's talk global systems quick then, because
yeah, we can't wait any longer.
The
let's
stage
go.
is now set. Let's talk a bit about our pieces and how they're going to move. In this new game.
I see.
Thank you. Omni movement.
Omni movement.
Obviously,
dude, I've actually had some experience with Omni movement. Let me know if you guys have had experience with Omni movement in any other video game. But I realized while playing it recently with Blocky Logan, my good friend in chat. I think he was in chat earlier at the start. Yeah, he was. Hi, Blocky Logan. We were playing a little bit of Lethal Company together, and yeah, that game has omnidirectional movement. You can sprint backwards. So I was like, oh shit, that's really interesting. So I'm still very, what's the word? Concerned? No. Terrified. I don't know. I'm still very like iffy on how this omnidirectional movement's gonna work in Call of Duty, because, you know, Call of Duty, I feel like the flow is just gonna be completely changed. Like, it's gonna get super sweaty probably, since you no longer have to have an offensive sort of play style. Well, like, not play style, but in Call of Duty you're either on the offense or you're on the attack. When you're on the offense, you are usually dodging the cover in some way. But now that you can dodge the cover while being on the attack, it makes things a lot more sweaty, right? Like, you can't just have a grenade fly over, like over a wall near you, and you gotta like run to cover somewhere else and expose your back while other enemies are rushing you. Like, now if a grenade comes over a wall, you can just sprint backwards, probably at the same speed, and then maybe even like dive while aiming backwards to anyone who's rushing you at that moment. So it's gonna be literally like no one's gonna expose their backs to you. Everyone's gonna be a potential player that's shooting at you. Like, it'll be interesting. So I'm looking forward to this beta just to see what it plays like.
We've got a pro coming on the show later to talk about it, but you can sprint in any direction, you can dive in any direction.
Yeah.
Supine now.
Supine prone, full 100.
Supine
is really cool. It's in Rainbow Six Siege already. It's been part of Rainbow Six Siege since like what, 2013, 2012. I don't know, whenever Siege came out. But it's basically like being able to prone on your back and your stomach. You just kind of roll around. In Call of Duty, it's only been proning on your stomach. So there's this thing in Call of Duty called prone block, which is super annoying. But this sort of prone makes it so that you can. There's no such thing as prone block now, basically. You can go on your back and on your stomach and whatnot. You can just roll around 360, and you can also do this sort of like, what do they call it? Supine? What is it called again?
Dive in a direction.
Yeah.
You can go supine now.
Supine. You can do the supine sort of 360 in midair too while you're diving. That I found is kind of neat. There's not going to be any more sort of like a propeller blade diving like MW2 had last year.
Supine prone, full 360 degrees.
Supine is probably a word that most people don't have in their vocabulary, but now...
No, I don't have supine in my vocabulary, and you guys can probably tell because I'm fumbling it every time I say it.
The next time you lie down on the couch, you'll be like, am I supine?
Supine.
I think
And then you'll
so.
Google the word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time I heard it, I will say out of kind of like all of my favorite things about Omni Movement, Miles and I have had a chance to play and get, a bit of hands-on, quite a bit.
Just a bit.
I think for me, the supine prone is one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
I have been able to pull off some really wacky, fun stuff, and pulling off these maneuvers, chaining them together. I think that's one really big piece about Omni Movement that's people should be really exciting for. Is not just sprinting 360, but how do you turn that into a slide, turn that into a dive, ADS.
Can you slide in the 360 sort of movement too? Interesting. That is interesting. Hello, I'm still here, and I can confirm. Yeah! Omnidirectional movement in Lethal Company. Yes. Can't wait to get no scope to buy someone 360 spin dolphin diving. You mean supine 360 dolphin diving? God, how do you even spell that? It was supine, right? Like soup line? Seeing that in like a Call of Duty like video not thumbnail, but title is just gonna be so weird. It's such a long word, and that's gonna suck as well. When you got you guys, not everyone here's a YouTuber, of course, but long words in YouTube titles suck because it takes up space, and you only have 60 characters really that you want to expose in your titles. Otherwise, it'll cut it off. It'll do like a little ... And it's just less appealing when it's a ... because obviously you can't read it unless you hover over it with a mouse. But a lot of people are on mobile, which they can't even do that. So yeah, you want to keep titles under 60 characters long. And if supline's going to take up 10 characters, SUPELINE, that's 8 maybe, if it's even spelt like that. I don't know. But yeah, that's not good.
While sliding, how you react to certain materials in the world as a player is something that is just, there's so many options. The possibilities are... Yeah,
you can also shoot doors now, and apparently that opens them. Wild. I don't know. It just seems kind of weird to me, but...
Yeah.
Sky high, and
that was in the trailer.
It's gonna be, I can't wait for people to get their hands on it, really feel it for themselves.
Same here. I want to try it out.
Beta, so make sure you're staying tuned to hear about our multiplayer beta. But yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
When is it?
And global systems also too. I know you talked about it, but global systems are anything that's across all three modes, right? Yeah, so Omni Movement is MP, campaign, zombies. So
please tell me we'll have some sort of camo global system. That would be so sick to have camos in the campaign again. Back in Black Ops 3, you could actually go for camos in the campaign. Black Ops 3 had its campaign specific camos. You can go for multiplayer camos in the campaign. I'm talking about there was 4 or 5 different camos, Arctic and jungle and whatnot. They were only in the campaign, so you had to get 400 kills for all 4 camos or something like that with one gun. The campaign also had a whole create a class thing in it too, which was kind of cool. It was neat. I like the idea, and I hope they bring that back.
Another good reason to play the campaign first. You get to hone your Omni Movement.
There might be a tutorial moment where they want you to dive through.
Camos in the campaign also just give it more replayability.
But no, I'm really excited to experience that and
sharpen the skills.
I know. I like to run the weapons first. See how the game feels. Dive into MP and look a little bit better than everyone else. One thing about MP though that's really huge.
All right,
Classic
Miles.
Prestige has returned.
Traditional Prestige is back.
I have a hot take here. Prestiging. It's not as good as everyone makes it out to be. I'm sorry, but prestiging was like a huge just oversight. What do you want to call that? So there's only been like one Call of Duty that's got prestiging right, and that was like Infinite Warfare. Because here's the thing. Prestiging, this is how it works, if you guys don't know. You have a player level. Once you get to level 55, you can enter prestige mode. And what that does is it resets you to level 0, and you lose all of your loot that you've gained up to that level. So guns and guns and streaks and perks, and depending on the Call of Duty, like in the pick 10 CODs, you'd lose loadout slots too from that pick 10. What else would you lose? Anything else? I think in the original MW3, you also lost your camos, which kind of sucked, but they don't do that anymore. They haven't done that in a long time. But yeah, that's what old prestiging was like. And once you prestiged, like the only rewards they used to give you were just like an extra loadout slot, which isn't the best thing. Like, I feel like that's stuff that you should be awarded off the bat because that's what makes you versatile. But also, we don't need... Actually, we kind of do need 10, but we also have like a mid-match class customization right now too, so it's not the biggest deal if you can't have as many loadouts, but it's still it went from an essential, or not essential, it went from a... Oh my gosh, there's so many flies in my room. What the heck? I think I need a new screen on my window. Probably let the bugs in. Sorry. Prestiging, or not prestiging, the loadout slots kind of went from something that's like essential because there wasn't any mid-match class customization, so it was essential, to something that's quality, a big quality of life feature now, where you get 10 off the bat, or 12 on PlayStation for some stupid reason. It should be 10 or 12 on all platforms, but for some reason PlayStation gets 12 and everyone else gets 10 loadout slots. But yeah, prestiging. The problem was that there wasn't enough rewards. And Infinite Warfare introduced these new rewards that were classic weapons. So you actually got something worth your time and energy for prestiging. It wasn't just something that like resets you and you're powerless. You'd actually do it for like worthwhile rewards. You get new guns. They were called classic weapons, and you could choose whichever one you wanted. There was an arsenal of probably around, I want to say, 10 classic weapons in Infinite Warfare, including primaries and secondaries. You got a classic weapon, I think, every 2 prestiges as well. And then also Infinite Warfare had like the unlock tokens too for every prestige. So that was kind of a fun aspect. The only fun aspect, I guess. So like when you prestige, you get reset, but with this unlock token, you have specifically one either weapon or loadout slot or attachment or streak off the bat. So when I get reset to level 0, I could spend that token on maybe a sniper that unlocks at level 54. So I wouldn't even have to get to level 54 again for that, which is super nice, especially for camo grinding. But I don't know. I don't think prestiging is as much of I don't think it's as hype as everyone makes it out to be. It was kind of just there before, and not many Call of Duties really gave enough rewards for it to make it worthwhile. So Infinite Warfare was like the only one where I actually went and prestiged a bunch of times. I think I got to prestige 15 in Infinite Warfare, but like after that I was just kind of like, why even do it anymore? Like once you get to prestige 10 in Infinite Warfare and you've unlocked like 10 things, because you get those prestige tokens, right? And they persist through prestiges too. So if I unlocked something at level 54 in prestige 1, and then prestige 2 unlock something at level 32, I'd still have the 54 and the 32 ones items unlocked, which was kind of nice. So when I got the Prestige 10 and kept going after that, like I already had all the classic guns at that point at Prestige 10. From Prestige 11 to 30, you gain nuke variants of weapons in that game. But I don't know, they just weren't different guns at all. Like they just allowed the ability to go for nukes, so it wasn't really worth it at that point. I think World War II added something really cool too for prestige rewards in the Master Prestige ranks. They were just some skins, but they added them way too late into the life cycle. So at that point, it was like, well, you know what? I'm Prestige 2 because I wanted to see what would happen if I prestiged, and yeah, nothing really happened, so I didn't keep going. I just stayed at level 55 and played the game like that. So yeah, you need rewards off the bat. Please learn from Call of Duty World War II. Sorry, I've gone on this tangent for so long. I'm going to read chat, and then we'll quickly get back into the podcast to see what they have to say about prestiging. Hopefully there is rewards. That's what's number one on my list. Give us good rewards, please. Please. Also, something that might make prestiging better in new Call of Duties, I just want to say this real quick. If you prestige and you lose all your loot, and you're forced to use, hopefully you're forced to use like lesser powered weapons off the bat. Like hopefully the meta guns, like, you know, M4 is usually a meta, MP5 is usually a meta. Hopefully those types of guns are unlocked like way later into levels so that you don't get them off the bat. That'd be kind of nice. And since there's like skill-based matchmaking in newer Call of Duties, that would just kind of nerf players if they prestige a little bit. It wouldn't make them just sweat lords off the bat. Modern Warfare 2 kind of did something nice about that, where they forced players to use all the guns in the game to get attachments, which I pointed out in my Modern Warfare 2's underrated video. That kind of made things a little bit less sweaty too, which was super nice. So prestiging could sort of bring back that sort of effect. So that's another positive, I guess, in modern COD. But yeah, let's catch up on chat real quick. My only hope is that snapshot grenades and spotter return. Those two helped a lot against door campers. And spotter. Spotter was the one that I think saw equipment through walls, right? No. Well, yes. Yeah, Modern Warfare 2019 had spotter do that, but I think Modern Warfare 2019 changed it so that EOD could also do that later on, and then you could hack it with EOD, right? Or maybe it was a different perk that they combined together in that game, but yeah. That's cool. I don't know if there's going to be claymores in this game. They might just do bouncing Bettys again. That would be so nice. I'm so like done with claymores. Claymores are just broken. They haven't rebalanced them like I wanted. The perfect balance you could have for claymores is just make them the opposite of bouncing Bettys. Like, there's a counter to bouncing Bettys, and it's very easy. When you hear it go off, you go prone. You avoid the explosion by going prone. So why not with a claymore? If you step into the laser beam, you have like a split second to jump. Like, that's just the opposite of a bouncing Betty. Like, bouncing Betty goes off, it flings into the air, explodes, you just go prone. Claymore, you trip it with your foot, you hear a little tick, you jump in the air, and it explodes only on the ground. Like, it's just so obvious. Like, that would be such a good, like, organic nerf for it, and it doesn't require you to use a perk to counter it. Like, that's how you create clutch perks. I don't want a clutch perk like EOD or a spotter. It's nice to have those perks in the game if you just like want to make it easier. That's what perks should be for, but they shouldn't be clutch. You need perks that are just helping you slightly, not completely counters, not completely countering stuff that can't be countered otherwise. But yeah, that's that. The only reason I like Prestige to restart from level 1 and getting that level up experience again. Oh, is getting that level up and experience again. I guess. Oh yeah, another thing about the prestiging though. So in modern CODs where we have like this whole like This was my argument back in Modern Warfare 2019 for why we don't need prestiging in that game. But in modern CODs, we have guns with so many attachments and they take so long to level up that you almost don't really want to prestige, because you want to use all the guns in the game as much as possible, right? And when they don't have 12 levels like in the Call of Duties with prestiging, they have 50 to 70 levels per gun nowadays. Yeah, prestiging just kind of makes it harder to level up guns. But I don't know, maybe it's not as much of an issue as I'm making it out to be. I'd be down for prestiging again. It's been so long since we had it. It wouldn't hurt. I'm not really hyped for it, but it's fun to have. Blood Moon Angel says, I have a sore throat infection right now. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Hopefully you recover from that fast, man. I've been sick for the past 3 or 4 days. Not yesterday, but I think 3 days before that, 2 days before that. I was pretty sick, had a very runny nose, and was coughing and sneezing. That's why I think I said it on Discord too, that I was feeling too sick to do this podcast stream. But we're doing it today because I'm feeling a lot better. Despite my throat being a little dry right now, so I'm going to take a little sip of water. I've been talking a lot. I have a sore throat infection right now, so not feeling the best. That sucks. As a side note, prestiging can really be cool if the reward is worth it enough. Yeah, exactly. Yes, Cardiac U says, yeah, spotter allowed claymores / equipment to be seen through walls. Originally it was EOD, but it got moved to spotter. Okay, so other way around. My bad. What if after you prestige you get a... I don't think you meant to say that, but I think you meant to say permanent 5 XP. Yeah, I see with the eyebrow. You get a pregnant 5% XP increase per prestige. It's that sore throat speaking, am I right? But yeah, a permanent 5% XP increase per prestige. Maybe that could depends how many prestiges are in the game, right? Like Infinite Warfare had 30 prestiges. A lot of Black Ops games have 10 prestiges, and then after that you go to level 1000. I feel like if you had that 5% every prestige up to 10, that's a 50% increase at prestige 10, right? And that's just gonna make the grind from level, the final prestige, level master prestige ranks from level 1 to 1000. That's gonna make it way too fast, I think, right? But yeah, I don't know. 5%, maybe a little. It might be a little bit too fast. Also considering how there's double XP tokens in the battle pass too every season that you can get. It might just make leveling up a little bit too fast. I don't know how. That definitely wouldn't be the reward I'm looking for. I'm looking for something that I can show off, such as a camo. Not even a camo. Let's get us something new, please. I wouldn't mind seeing you know how Minecraft has those new armor trims right now? That'd be really cool to see on Call of Duty weapons, I think. Sort of maybe attachment trims, perhaps. So I don't know if you guys play Ghost Recon games, but you can customize your camo in that game plus your attachment camos. Basically, if it was in Call of Duty, it'd be cool for every prestige you could get a new trim for your gun. So by that I mean, if I had let's just say a silver trim, right? That'd make all the attachments silver. I think Rainbow Six Siege also has it like that. There's 2 different sort of camos you can, or yeah, like camo kits you can put on your guns in Rainbow Six Siege. One's for your attachments and the other one's for your main chunk of your gun. But that'd be something I'd like to see. Like, there, I just made it up on the spot. Like, I'm pretty sure if I could do it, a Call of Duty developer could think of something, right? Even a charm, that'd be cool. Give me like different skulls. Like, oh my god, yes, bring back skulls. Prestiging used to be really like loved by the COD community too, just because of like the skulls and whatever sort of emblem you get beside your name, depending on what prestige you were on. That'd be awesome to see return, but as like, you know, you get it beside your name plus a 3D version of that emblem as a charm on your gun. That'd be sick. I'd love to see that. What else could you do? You could do skins again, of course, but I don't know if that's really the best thing to do. It kind of removes personalization, I think, just because we have skill-based matchmaking now. If you're a high-skill player, you're just going to be with other high-skill players. You don't really stand out, right? That was kind of the point in older Call of Duties. You wanted to be good at the game so you could stand out with your Master Prestige skin in COD World War II, or, you know, your nuke guns in Infinite Warfare, or whatever the other Call of Duties had. But yeah, that doesn't really work as well in newer games. But yeah, that's why I say a charm would be awesome. I think, okay, so one thing for sure, definitely put a skin at the max rank. That would be sick again to have. Modern Warfare 2 did that last year. I want to go for it still. That'd be fun. But yeah, that's, I guess, that's pretty much all the rewards I can think of off the top of my head. Hey, Sabotage! We're just talking about prestige rewards that they could implement into Black Ops 6 right now. Yo, yo, yo. Hope you're having a good night, man. That threw me off, not gonna lie. Yeah, Sabotage, we just got done talking about the pregnant 5% XP bonus per prestige. Dope reward, right? What do you think about the 5% pregnant XP bonus? Is it something you'd be down for? It'd be cool if for max prestige you get either a really cool max prestige exclusive skin or 2000. Is my stream lagging? Uh-oh. Let me refresh. And hey, we're back. Okay, good. Oops. I think we're back. Hello, hello, hello. And hey, we're back. Okay. Yeah, we're back. We're back. Yeah, just refresh. I'll type it in chat. Refresh should work. Sorry about that. It'd be cool to see max prestige if you get a really cool master prestige exclusive skin or 2,400 COD points as a reward. Ooh, that's actually really good too. Yeah, give us COD points. Fuck, that would be awesome. Like, Call of Duty needs some sort of way to get more personalization and whatnot. I just wrote down like a video idea I had, sort of talking about stuff like that. So I'm not gonna talk about it now because that'd be a spoiler and it'd spoil the whole video, man. But yes, please. I would love to get 2,400 COD points for doing something. Like just 2,400 COD points, and I get to like pick one bundle from the store. Like, goddamn, yes, please. Reward your players, Activision, for playing your game. Thank you. That'd be so nice. I feel appreciated. Bloodmoon says, honestly, I think the 5% XP increase sounds great and not too bad. A 5% increase at the beginning is barely noticeable, but it stacks up. Yeah, it does. Prestige only will be good if the game is. Yeah, that too. I assume we're gonna get like those prestige unlock tokens, like the permanent unlock tokens too, like for every prestige. So Hopefully there's no meta guns in the game, because if there is, and they're not balanced right, if you prestige, everyone's just going to unlock the M4, or whatever the meta gun is, and prestiging won't really reset anyone in the end, because ghost matchmaking exists, and so if you're a high skill player, everyone's going to be using the meta guns in the game the whole time. It's going to suck. It's going to make prestiging pointless. But to continue, let's go. We're only 11 minutes in for some reason. What the heck?
Trad.
Was just like, this was something that was all for the community. You know, Treyarch has worked really hard, I think, at making this the best possible version of what people know and love about traditional MP, but obviously we haven't, that hasn't been in since Black Ops 4.
Yes, we're back, we're back.
You know, pre-Warzone, and so the game has changed a lot.
If it does that,
really
just refresh. It should fix it.
Classic Prestige forward so that it worked, you know, in a really rewarding way that potentially was not as punishing as iterations past. And so I think this Classic Prestige that is offered in Black Ops 6 is a really unique balance of those things, and people have a lot of things to get excited about.
I have a lot of really
Alright, so they're not even going to talk about it? God damn it. Anyway, even if the prestige rewards are awesome, the grind may not be worth it. Yeah, it depends. It just all depends on literally everything. So we're just kind of speculating right now. We don't know anything about this game, man. We just got to get our hands on it.
Playing through multiplayer the first time, prestiging, starting everything
Talk
again.
about nostalgia.
Yeah,
like this.
Nostalgia bait is a bad sign.
It really is. Like I'm
Give me some substance, guys. Like, stop with the nostalgia bait BS.
definitely getting very nostalgic over it. But I mean, I know for a lot of other people it means so much. A friend of mine, he told me a story about when the game comes out on release, he and his dad, they both get a copy, and they both race to Prestige 1. And I think the winner has to buy the other a steak dinner. They have to go out for a super expensive steak dinner or something. But the idea that they do, like, they have that wonderful race, you can only really do that with a classic Prestige. Because then you kind of get to reset the game and play all of it again, and it's like...
What? What is this guy talking about? Going to Prestige 1 is just going to level 55. You can do that in every single one of the modern CODs when it comes out. What do you mean?
a different way.
Like Modern Warfare 2019, you just had to get the level, I think it was 55 at launch, and then they did, per season, you went to, from level 0 to 155. Or maybe it was 150, but literally, it was still there in modern CODs. Like, dudes, they're talking about a prestige system, how awesome it is, and this guy's talking about, Miles is talking about how there's this one guy doing, like, get to the max level for the first time. Like, they're not even talking about prestiging.
Way.
Okay,
I'm so
sure.
excited. I'm really stoked for that. Not just for
this is just nostalgia bait.
Father-son relationship, but also for the idea that I get to relive that again.
So many people have those stories and those moments. I think throughout Call of Duty, that's, you know, we celebrated 20 years of Call of Duty last year, which is absolutely wild. But when you hear...
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Blood Moon. Getting those to level 55 is not hard at all. So we're back. Yes, we are. Anyway, even if the prestige rewards are awesome, the grind may not be worth it. Sorry, I already read that. My bad. Let's
stories
continue.
like that about people making memories, having those moments and those connections in the game. Like that's what it's all about. I think, especially for us, in terms of, you know, the folks who work on it every day and come to work and want to make a game that's like fun and rewarding and exciting for people, and doing that and bringing them together. And so I love hearing that, and we'll definitely be looking for the prestige races. Like, I'm already like, I will be glued to the streams that day. Just like cannot wait.
Lawrence Mental saying that there's so many levels to this, and there is a secret unlock which we're obviously not going to talk about. I don't know about it, but
secret unlock.
There is something you unlock if you max, mega, ultra, max prestige, which is not the official name.
If you min-max. Guys, practice your mewing. You'll get to the secret prestige level.
But you know what I mean.
We've done the
max, mega, ultra, max prestige.
Mega, ultra, max
name,
prestige.
But you know what I mean.
We've done the
what? So we're talking about master prestige ranks. Okay, sure.
On that, and it's a lot. So we'll be excited to talk about it. And Lawrence is awesome. If you haven't seen his prestige section in the direct, definitely go back and watch it.
Very cool.
Or watch the tons of videos the community has made about it too, because some of the content creators actually got to come to Treyarch and get a little sneak peek of Black Ops 6, and so there's some videos out there from them as well. But yeah, we'll be talking more about it at Call of Duty Next, which
Okay.
You know, if you don't know, is our worldwide multiplayer reveal event.
Oh, we
It's
know.
happening August 28th.
You guys have done it
so
twice,
that's when we're really gonna be diving into
and I don't think
things
either one of them has
prestige,
been
like
that
MP maps. It's,
great.
You know, first
Unfortunately.
gameplay we're seeing
Yes.
of Black Ops 6. So
Yes.
many exciting things.
Let's
think-
talk zombies though, because this is another major change.
I think MW3's COD Next was definitely the worst because it pissed so many people off. Like with the whole zombies not timeline, but zombies, like what's canon and what isn't. Like they merged the MW campaign universe with the zombies universe, which made so many people, including myself, pretty mad at them. That just pretty much devalued everything that happens in the campaigns from now on out, especially now that the like Modern Warfare series campaigns are not that great. Like no one cares about them anymore. Everyone's gonna be caring about the zombie story. You just ruined the new Modern Warfare reboot series, unfortunately. But yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully this COD Next is better.
I'm coming into BO6. Round-based is back.
Round-based is
That's
back.
huge.
Biggest, like, just huge news.
Also, quick comment here. I hate that people have called like classic zombies round-based zombies because literally Outbreak is still round-based. There's rounds. And then it's just confusing everyone's terminology here. I hate it so much. They should have just called it classic zombies. I don't know why we're calling it round-based zombies. Even Vanguard has rounds because every time you complete a challenge in Vanguard, it goes into the next round. So yeah, tangent over.
News for the zombies community out there who are among the most passionate vocal group of people that I have, like, in terms of communities. They're so awesome, and just, you know, hearing people just be so positive about RBZ being back and, you know, Treyarch back at the helm for the zombies mode is just
There's a lot
so
of
excited.
justice moments, I think, for the community, which is really
Yeah.
cool. 2 new maps, which is
2 new maps
pretty
at
wild.
launch.
2 maps
Say
at
anything about that?
launch.
Can you share
Yeah.
deets? Can we get any
So
notes?
again, the creators came in a little bit ago now, and so
I think the last COD that had 2 zombies maps at launch was Black Ops 4, right? I think it was 2 and 4. Maybe it was 3. But that's good news. We haven't had 2 in a while.
we're excited to show this off to them. But we have 2 brand new round-based zombies maps coming at launch, and they are called Liberty Falls and Terminus.
Liberty Falls sounds really cool. I like that name.
And they actually happen concurrently. So you play
Semi.
one, you play the other, you'll understand how that fits together in the narrative, which I'm not going to talk about, but I can tell you there's some really exciting things. And it basically...
Concurrently. Oh, at the same time, simultaneously. Why is concurrently a word when simultaneously is a word? What's the difference? Okay, whatever. So basically, they're taking place at the same time, and they said that Zombies Crews are coming back. So that means either there's some time travel BS happening with the same crew, or we have 2 crews, which would be awesome. That'd be cooler, I think. But yeah, I guess we'll find out how that works, is what they said.
you know, follows up with where we, you know, last left off zombies in Black Ops Cold War. So
what even is the point of this podcast if not giving any substantial information? It's literally just carpo yapping. Yeah, I think they're pretty much just talking about what we already saw in the reveal trailer so far. I think the map names for zombies, that was new, right? I'm pretty sure Raffle Waffles figured them out beforehand, just through some Easter egg solving or whatnot. I'm not really a zombies creator, so I don't really know. I watch Raffle Waffles here and there. But yeah, I don't know. We're not getting much new yet.
oh,
I think what this podcast is sort of here to do is, well, yeah, of course, to reiterate what we've already known and just sprinkle a little bit of new stuff here and there and confirm some stuff as well. But I think what they want to do with this podcast is eventually turn it into something where they can answer the community's questions. Because at the start, yeah, they were talking about how you can tag them. There's nothing showing up here. I don't know, somewhere around here, they were talking about how you can do like hashtag CODPod and type your questions in there for them so that they can answer them later. I'm not sure if their questions they answer are going to lead up to another hour. They might just do 30-minute podcasts later because that's going to be a lot of questions if they want to get it to an hour. But yeah, I don't know. It's the first one. It could just be the first episode. Who knows?
Fans of the narrative and the story in RBZ are going to be excited to see, you know, how that gets paid off.
They're still finding their
ground. We're going
ground.
to have Zombies at next, so you're going to get to see people playing Zombies live, and we'll be talking about a lot more in the next few months.
I can't wait. Okay, you've touched upon multiplayer slightly. Obviously, multiplayer is my favorite part of Call of Duty. It has been for 20-something years now. What do you know?
That's crazy.
I'm really excited to get into Black Ops 6. Between
like
Omni
80%
movement
of
and
the
we expect
actual
from,
COD fan base.
From multiplayer, like we sort of know what we're getting now. 16 maps at launch.
Wild.
That's
Yeah.
a lot.
Inflation. It's 12. It's 12. Stop saying 16. This is just like how in previous years they were like, oh yeah, we're getting like for Modern Warfare 2, I think. I think they said we were getting 16 for that game too, but they were including the freaking battle maps from Ground War, and then also the 2v2 maps. It's like, no, it's not actually 16. Stop saying this is multiplayer maps. No, stop. I'm interested in
the
6v6.
team at Treyarch has been cooking, and so that's 12 core 6v6 maps
There we
at
go.
launch and 4 strike maps, making, you know, the full 16 for launch. And strike maps are similar to face-off maps.
Some of
from
that
Black
to
Ops Cold War. So
shipment.
think like 2v2 up to 6v6.
I'm
They're 2v2 sized, is what she's saying.
so excited for multiplayer, though, Steph. I'm frothing for multiplayer.
We've all periodically been filming.
See, what I think what's going on here is these 4, I forget what they called them. I'm just going to say 4 2v2 size maps. I'm pretty sure what they plan on doing here is doing something similar to MW3, where a lot of people were like getting bored of shipment. They didn't like seeing the same visuals. They thought they just wanted something new to play on that's like, you know, still a grind map. So then they started adding a bunch of grind maps throughout the seasons. I feel like this is what they're planning for launch here. They're wanting to get people away from shipment, but also into very, very similar maps. So they're just going to put these 4 into a playlist, and it's just going to be grind mayhem.
At the mouth waiting for
That's my prediction.
Black Ops 6 multiplayer. I could say that personally because every time I play it, I'm just...
There's something cool, new, different. Yeah.
I just have had the best time.
Like, I've been playing COD for a very, very long time. COD 2 was my first because I'm not that old.
Oh, damn.
No offense to the
Our
elder
fellow
states
olds.
folks.
He doesn't look that old. Look at his hair. Bro looks stunning. His hairline, damn, it's better than mine. Bro looks like a Chad. Terminus Island was teased all the way back in Season 3 of MW3 Zombies, I believe. Oh, interesting. Probably throughout the lore, right? I didn't play MW3 Zombies that much. I intend to play it sometime, but I don't know, just haven't gotten around to it. Fletcher, the CEO of Terminus Outcomes PMC, started his first Zombies mission in Terminus Island. Oh, okay. Face off ? Do they mean a gunfight? Yes. But okay, so just to fill you in, Cold War had gunfight maps, which are the 2v2 maps. But then they introduced a new game mode throughout the year, and that mode was called Face Off. Face Off was just 6v6 on the 2v2 maps. All the 2v2 maps in the game. So respawns are enabled. It's literally just shipment. Bad spawns. And yeah, that's what Face Off was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but COD 2 was my first game, and obviously it's changed dramatically since then. It's changing constantly, and every game is different in its own way. But there are still those core things you can expect, and you're getting a similar experience every time you get in Call of Duty. But this one, between Omni movement and I know there are completely new weapons, like 100% new
to the franchise.
To
yeah,
the
I've never been in
franchise.
Call of Duty before. Yeah,
we're getting a lot of new, and we're really pushing the boundaries of it's still COD. Don't get it twisted, folks. But there's a lot of brand new here, which is really exciting.
Miles, who better to lead us through a burning questions answer discussion about Omni movement than the man himself, the Associate Director of Design at Treyarch? We're welcoming Mr. Matt Schronson to the COD Pod as our very first guest. Matt, are you just... you look like you're blushing. You're probably so excited to do this.
Yeah. I'm not falling asleep.
I am always blushing.
Always blushing. Yeah, I'm
we feel
pleasured
extremely
to be
honored
here,
that you
guys.
joined us for
Sorry.
the first episode.
Here, I'll
so
move.
thank you for being here.
There's Matt.
Thank you very much.
Matt, you have such a cool story about how you ended up in your position, and Miles and I were talking earlier about how we just find that it's one of the most inspirational stories that I know in game dev, and certainly here at Call of Duty. And I would just love for you to take us through kind of your journey and now leading so many aspects of design at Treyarch on Black Ops 6.
Matt, for the record, the most inspiring
Yes,
story.
he did say the most.
It's number one for me personally, mate.
Well, I'm glad you think so.
Oh, he's got a 20-year
sure,
shirt on.
I'm
That's
super
cool.
fortunate to be where I am, and I think the journey to get here is what makes me feel so fortunate. I'll try to keep it brief. Gaming since
No, go
I was
in
sitting on my
depth,
dad's lap
please.
playing the Atari back in the day, but fast forward, growing up in North Carolina, 2005 rolls around, Call of Duty 2, one of my first loves with the
Oh, he's
Call
also
of
a
Duty
Call of Duty 2 guy.
franchise. That kicked it off, played every game since then. And then around 2007, World at War, leading up to World at War, I don't exactly remember how, but I got an opportunity to be an official moderator on the official Call of Duty forums, which through that kind of official forum
The first
capacity,
Discord mod for
I
COD, yo.
came to know some of the developers at Treyarch, Dan Laufer, David Von der Haar, Kevin Sherwood, some of those who are still here at the studio today, and just got to chatting with them. And long story short.
Hey, Twinkle. Is this technically a CODcast? Yes, it is. Welcome. I'm kind of rebooting the NoobTuber podcast series. This is my first episode. I'm also experimenting myself. We're just kind of reacting to the actual COD pod. So I think, from now on, we'll just be leeching off the actual COD pod with my own COD pod, while also providing you guys new episodes on this COD pod as well. So hopefully that works out.
Vaughn, the studio design director at the time, after about a year or so, as they were starting to ramp up on Black Ops 1, he asked me if I wanted to come out and kind of work with him and provide a player perspective on Black Ops 1 as they worked on it.
Bro's a Codderator. Yeah, the Codderator in the flesh. I tried pressing play on this podcast on my phone for some reason.
I was doing landscaping at the time.
What am I doing? It's
You're
too
like,
late.
hell yeah.
I didn't have to think about it too hard. I didn't have much going on back in North Carolina. So I drove across the country in 3 days, and I've not left since, really. I've done whatever I could do to stay in the office. I'll sweep the floors, whatever you need me to do, I'm here. But yeah, 14 years since then, worked on every Black Ops game since the first one in varying capacities, always kind of a focus on gameplay and multiplayer. So that's my story.
It's so awesome. The first time I heard it and meeting you, I've just absolutely floored at that journey. And driving across the country to Los Angeles is that like quintessential California.
I don't even know my
let's hope this
states.
works out dream.
I'm a Canadian.
Totally
What can I say?
And just you've accomplished so much already with
You said you had a 3-day drive, so that's a lot.
But I think especially with
That's
Black
all
Ops
I
6,
know.
we have this amazing new feature with Omni Movement that we've started to, get the sneak peek at with the Xbox Showcase and the Direct. Miles and I have had the chance to play with it.
We've had hands on
a little bit.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
it's absolutely wild. It's so exciting. And I wanted to ask you too, especially in thinking about your history and your previous experience on the Black Ops titles, like how did you really arrive at Omni Movement? What was sort of the journey like for you to get there?
Twinkle says also, what was the face-off bit about? So they said that they were adding 16 maps to multiplayer, and then they're like, yeah, but 12 of them are 6v6. So yeah, the 4 maps that they also inflated the number with are these face-off maps. We were just talking about them. Blood Moon, I don't think knew what they were, but yeah, Cold War had face-off, which was just the 2v2 maps in 6v6 respawn. That's just what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Omni Movement, what was sort of the journey like for you to get there?
All right, let's see.
It's a great question, and you use the word journey. We use that a lot, and kind of everything does have a journey, and Omni Movement's no different. I mean, so to go to the very kind of genesis of it, it came from us thinking about what it really meant to be a Black Ops game, and as we thought about Black Ops 6 and building it from the ground up, as we moved over to the unified engine, we were asking ourselves some very hard questions, and one of those was, we always kind of said, it's got to be signature Black Ops. It's got to be signature Black Ops. And so we actually took a step back and said, well, what does that actually mean? Like we're saying those words, but do we know what the definition of signature Black Ops is?
Right.
Yeah. Do you?
And
do
there's
you?
a lot that comes with that.
Do you know what that means visually?
Us as developers, how we feel about it, but it's of course also how our players feel about Black Ops and its various iterations over the years. And
movement's always been a huge part of that experience, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's where the arcadey word comes into play, and so we did kind of shift that to what we call action hero.
Right.
I love that.
So Black Ops 6, it really kind of started with, what does it mean to be signature Black Ops? Part of that is this.
Twinkle says, kind of makes me think that, or why they haven't brought back Face Off as a companion to Gunfight. I think, I feel like they have. They just haven't called it Face Off. They just call it Small Map Mosh Pit. It's pretty much the exact same thing, right? In MW3, Small Map Mosh Pit, they put all the 2v2 maps in there. Well, the new 2v2 maps, I guess. Well, no, that's not true. Stash House, I don't even know if that's 2v2 or not. I haven't even played MW3's 2v2 since like launch. So yeah, I didn't even play like the new 2v2 map they added. They've only added one 2v2 map to MW3. Isn't that insane? It's crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's it's kind of in the game right now for MW3, but yeah. That's not much to say there.
Pushing the boundaries, and then for Black Ops 6, really pushing on getting that feeling of being an action hero, which I think ties really nicely with
action hero.
The spy thriller campaign, zombies, of course, like action hero opportunities abound, and then of course multiplayer.
That is the feel for me. That's the vibe, and I feel like you're nailing it here. And it was perfect.
Just for you.
Thanks, man. Thanks,
we
man.
did it. That's fine. That's
Thanks,
fine.
I'm a
man.
90s baby.
In speaking of that genesis, and obviously doing something like this on the developer level is a massive undertaking, right? I think a lot of people hear Noob Movement, they assume we twisted some knobs and pulled some levers and got a couple of animations, then it's in the bag. This was just a huge labor and moving mountains for the studios to get this done. What did you guys try and sort of keep readjusting and learning as you went, as you were sort of creating what Omni Movement was, and kind of where it was, you know, a year or 6 months ago, beyond that, and where it is today?
Yeah. So we tried a lot of stuff. It really always started with, we just wanted to really push on fluidity.
Oh yeah.
Where we've always kind of been, one of our taglines in the past has been fast and fluid, and so that's no different with Black
Fast and fluid. You have it there, folks.
Ops 6, but we really wanted to make Black Ops 6 the most fluid game possible. And so that started with looking at existing mechanics. We knew we wanted to keep dive to prone. We knew we were going to keep slide. So really pushing on the fidelity and fluidity of those aspects. And then we started talking about new mechanics.
I'm really happy that we've kept both diving and sliding in Call of Duty games going forward. Like, only having sliding or only diving is such a bummer. I love that we have both now. It's so nice.
One specific one we tried was what we call the juke, or a sidestep, and that was kind of the origins of omnidirectional movement in Black Ops 6, where you could do this in any direction.
Bro was trying to implement the Advanced Warfare sidestep, but into a boots on ground game. Interesting.
It just wasn't hitting our goals of fluidity there. It just wasn't. It didn't work out. And on the gameplay side, to make something like a boots on the ground juke or very quick lateral movement feel great, you really had to kind of push it further. And then fighting against that was frustrating because you had enemies kind of quickly zipping and zagging out of your way. So,
bro, I don't know if you guys could hear me, but I opened a bag of gummy worms, and holy shit, I just pulled out one, and it's attached to 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's attached to like 4 of them. I'll post a picture on the Discord. That is the funkiest looking gummy worm I've ever seen. I'll put it under Food Wars. That's crazy. Anyway, to continue. Sorry.
We went back to the drawing board, and I remember a very specific conversation I had with our studio head, Mark Gordon, where we were talking about this, and what do we try next, and we really wanted to find that thing, and we started talking about Black Ops 3, and of course that was advanced movement and wall running, but you could boost in the air. Or
I'm surprised they didn't talk about Infinite Warfare or Advanced Warfare, games that literally had the sidestep movement. Synaptic had it. It was what was it called? Not propulsion. It was one of the traits, I believe. Dash, maybe? I don't know. But you basically, while you were in the air, jumping or boosting, you pressed, I don't think it was on the ground, though. I think you had to be in the air. You pressed L3, basically the sprint button, sideways to do it. And it did like a nice little burst in one direction. It was nice. It was cool. Advanced Warfare, obviously, a lot more impactful than Infinite Warfare's version of it.
Or wall run and then jump off and turn around and slide backwards.
Speaking of Black Ops 3, you guys should definitely make a Black Ops 3 sequel that's actually a sequel. That would be fire.
But it wasn't built for that. So we kind of said, well, how would you think about Black Ops 3 movement, but in this boots on the ground action hero game we're making with Black Ops 6?
Well, actually, no, I would like Black Ops 3 movement in Black Ops 3. Dude, the people like Black Ops 3's movement because it's advanced movement. Sorry.
Long story short, it started with just the question of, well, what if you could sprint in any direction? Which is, could be kind of a small question to ask if you just like at first blush. But you've never been able to sprint in any other direction than forward in Call of Duty. So foundationally, it became a kind of a really hard question that we asked ourselves. And then as we started thinking about it, and as you can see with Omni movement, well, if we kind of break that rule and then, okay, well, if I can sprint in any direction, what else can I do in any direction? And that kind of built upon it. And Yale Miller, we've talked about it a lot of, you keep coming up with these things. Well, okay, well, now I can slide in any direction and I can dive in any direction. And then, as you mentioned, it piles up, right?
Why not why not all the other things?
Yeah. So we essentially are allowing you to do all those other things with Omni movement, and it really did start with being able to sprint in any direction. Like I said, as you mentioned, it does.
Just to quickly talk about what made Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare's movement feel so good, so damn buttery smooth, so satisfying. When every time I play Infinite Warfare, man, like when I play on that map called I think it was Frontier. It's the one in the space station. Everything's like white, pretty much. Being able to jump on the walls, like just left and right and whatever, like that feels fucking sick, man. It feels like a ball bouncing around. But you can only do that with wall running. If this game doesn't have wall running, it's not gonna like feel that same. Like you're not getting the exact same energy. And then BO3, what made that one also satisfying, just like the sound effects of you latching onto a wall and just boosting around, like. And the how your camera tilts around too, it just feels so good. And Infinite Warfare too, when you're boosting, it does like a little sort of like a visual blur around the side of your screen too. Like there's nothing that compares to that. We gotta go back, please. I want to go back to advanced movement, man.
It's created a lot of work for us.
Yeah.
And also like in Infinite Warfare, like, you know, chaining a slide to a hop into a wall to then jump off that wall, like that feels sick. Bring that back to like even boots on the ground, like that'd be sick too. Basically, what I'm asking is make Infinite Warfare's tactical mosh pit into an actual modern Call of Duty. That'd be sick. Tactical mosh pit in Infinite Warfare, it just removed the jetpack. Everything else is still in the game. Like you could still wall run. Even if they just brought back, not even wall running, but just like jumping off a wall, that would be so cool to have in a boots on the ground game, like for action hero stuff. Like imagine being able to just like run and then double tap the jump button when you get close to a wall. So you do like a double the height jump, right?